Hello and welcome to an album a day, day 370, going through my vinyl, my CDs, my media, one at a time. Today, we're returning to the pile of Uriah Heep CDs that I got, all of the deluxe versions for, to do Uriah Heep the Magician's podcast, because I wanted to be as comprehensive as possible, include everything that they recorded in the studio that was released to the world, and some things that kind of weren't. But today we're talking about the album where I first came into contact with Uriah Heep. I didn't know who they were, didn't know that they had albums like Demons and Wizards or Look at Yourself before. I first heard them on MTV singing That's the Way That It Is, which is actually a cover song, which I also didn't know until I was doing the podcast, and I'm talking about their album Abominog. I may have drawn this logo at one point or another, not originally, of course, but may have replicated that in a pencil drawing at one point. But yeah, this is a really interesting album cover. For one, I mean, it looks like a physical, like it doesn't look like a drawing. It looks like an actual physical, demon, puppet, that sort of thing, but very, very well done. Love the coloring, the whole color scheme of it, to be honest. This is, of course, the deluxe edition, which means that we get a booklet. About, they were thinning out a little after the first few albums, but of course, we get great pictures, we get some history, we get information on the bonus tracks. They did not skimp on that at all, which is very important. Then we get a nice little shot of the band on the back. And of course, this is one of the albums that Peter Golby was on, who I had the pleasure of interviewing and reviewing some of his solo music that he's put out. Really super cool guy. We stayed in touch a little bit, which is really nice as well. But of course, we get the CD. They did a really nice job with that one. I do like that. And then I'm going to see it. I didn't look actually beforehand. Oh, yeah, we get the box. Very nice printing on that. This would be for Roundhouse. So again, it's the next one is different, all under Bronze Records. So very cool there. But of course, the most important thing, as we know, is the music, and we get the track list on the back. But I'm going to assume you couldn't read that, and I'm going to read it to you. Too Scared to Run is our opening track. Now, this was one that I would not come to know for a while later, because I didn't get this album, actually, for a long time. We got the 45 of That's the Way That It Is, and Son of a Bitch was on the back. It had this cover on the jacket, which was nice. I think it was a slightly different variation, but it wasn't the Abominog Jr. album. It was just a regular 45 of those two songs. So Too Scared to Run, killer opening track. I love that one. I got to know that because that was on one of the compilation albums that I had. Chasing Shadows, excellent song. On the Rebound, killer track. Peter Golby's voice on that one in particular sounds really strong to me. Hot Night in a Cold Town, Running All Night with the Lion, which was a Lion cover, I believe. Then That's the Way That It Is, the track that introduced me to Uriah Heep. And then, of course, we get Prisoner, Hot Persuasion, Sell Your Soul, and another wonderful track, Think It Over. Now, I'm trying to remember if they had a video for Think It Over or not. It seems like I knew another song off this album at the time, and I want to say it was Think It Over, but this was also on one of the compilation albums. Absolutely love that song. We do get some bonus tracks, though. We get the original side B of the That's the Way That It Is 45 that I had, Son of a Bitch. We also get Tin Soldier. These were both from the Abominog Jr. album, but that, again, was not the version that I had. Then we get a video soundtrack for Think It Over, which I don't recall what the deal with that one was. But then we do get 3 bonus live tracks, Too Scared to Run, Sell Your Soul, and That's the Way That It Is. That's the way that it is. Really cool stuff, guys. This is such an excellent album, great album cover. I would say one of my probably top 20, 25 album covers if I had to name them, or for whatever island, desert game or whatever I'd be playing. But yeah, big fan of this one. Great album, definitely worth checking out. And it says Uriah Heep there. Look at that. Wouldn't have known otherwise. Really cool, though. Great packaging, great bonus tracks on this one. Check it out, Uriah Heep Abominog. We'll see you guys tomorrow or Friday, depends on when I have time to do another one of these. But there's so many podcasts, guys, reviewing the Macaulay Schenker Group box set that came out from Cherry Red Records, or is coming out in a couple of days. It's 4 CDs, so I do 1 CD a day when I review that. Got some bunch more stuff coming up from them as well. And let's see. So then we have Haskincast podcast on Saturday, a bonus episode with my friend Mark Roback, continuing our journey through television show themes. A little bit of nostalgia for you. And then Sunday, a great interview with a young artist in Colorado that I was fortunate enough to secure recently, thanks to my buddy Scott Lazinski, who's been on the show several times. Excellent author. Go check out his series of books. Also, Deep Purple Smoke on the podcast, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, on schedule as always. That show is set to run roughly through July. Just kind of depends on when they release the new album, how it's all going to play out. But basically, 99% of that show is recorded and ready to go. The next podcast will start in September, late September. There'll be like a teaser episode, then 2 weeks, and then a few weeks of that, and then that'll be done. Then my final band podcast starts in January, guys, covering the band Rainbow and their studio recording catalog, which I'm really excited to do. So I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. I am working on a new album. It is a bit of a concept album, though it doesn't lyrically tell a story. It kind of musically is a journey, we'll say. We'll have more details on that as I write, but I'm well into the first song, got the whole thing generally mapped out. I'm very happy with it so far. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.